What's going on, guys? Welcome back to W.D.Y.D. CSP. What do you do as a central store processor? My name is Jesse Lopez, guys, and I am back with a video, not stir the pot style, but more of an inspection type video. Let me try and get out of the glare of my backlight here, guys. Let me see if I can use my big head to cover it up. All right, guys, so check it out. Complex surgical instruments. When we think complex surgical instruments, we often automatically assume endoscopes, guys. And I hate to say this, and many of you guys probably disagree with me, but endoscopes are not complex, guys, okay? Endoscopes have channels just like suctions, and the cleaning is cleaning, all right? Enough about that. That's a whole separate video, a whole different debate. We can go through that all you want. If you want to debate about it, we can. But I just like to present the facts. But complex surgical instruments, when you think about complex surgical instruments, you think about things that, or at least I think about things that are very difficult to clean, impossible to clean, that there is no clear sight, there is no clear way of getting to the area to clean it physically. It just relies more on soaking and flushing and hoping that you can remove the debris or blood or whatever is built up on it. So I'm going to show you a Omni clamp. Now, this is a damaged Omni clamp, so obviously I can't put that back in circulation, but this is a complex surgical instrument. Now, a lot of individuals would be like, what are you talking about? This is a complex surgical instrument. It's just a clamp with a couple moving parts there. If there's blood in it, it's very easy to take off, but honestly, it's not. If you take a look at this thing, all right, there is a hollow area in there where there can be debris or blood that can drip into that. And there is no brush or anything that you can put in there to clean that out. And you really can't inspect that. There is no lighted magnification or anything small enough that they go in there that can see if there's any debris or anything in there. The other thing is this side little port right here. Now, that is a port to help lubricate. But if you look at that really, really close, I don't know if you guys can see that in the video, but there's a thread in there. That's a threaded connector right there. And I can actually take this one apart because this one is damaged again. I told you this is damaged, so I can take this apart. But that thread can get some debris and blood in there, and there's no way to clean that. That's a complex surgical instrument. This little lever here, okay, all right, there is a hollow point in there. It moves back and forth a little bit. There can be debris that can, if water can get in there, blood can get in there. All right, and there's no way for you to be able to see in there to know if there's any debris or dirt in there. All right, this thing swivels back and forth. So I'm going to see if I can take this thing apart. Because again, like I said, this is a damaged one, but here you go. Here you go, guys. I'm going to take this apart for you. This is what's considered a complex surgical instrument. So there can be debris. And this isn't supposed to come apart like this, guys. There can be debris trapped between these two joints here, these two connectors. All right. This little joint, this little screw comes off. You see that screw? There can be all kinds of bioburden built up in there. All right. In that little area right there, you can get a little brush in there, but you know, bioburden can be built up all up on the rivets of that screw. Then if you take this thing apart, okay, which you're not supposed to, but if I can take it apart at any point, at some point, there's going to be some debris. Okay, that little union right there, that's the little mechanism that goes on the little arm here. I took it apart completely, guys. So this goes here. So when you activate this little piston goes up and down to cause a clamping action. These little rings here move. There can be all kinds of nasty stuff built up on this thing. All in this joint, all in this rivet. That is a complex surgical instrument. Now, it is not meant to take apart the way I just did, but the manufacturers would know how to take it apart like this. There's actually supposed to be a lock screw on there. You see that little divot right there? There's supposed to be a lock screw on there to prevent that from backing out, okay? But that would be something the manufacturer can do to prevent that from happening. But can you imagine how much debris can be trapped up in there? That's considered a complex surgical instrument. I'm going to go ahead with a broach handle. Now, this is a damaged broach handle as well. The little pin broke through on that one. So, you know, this is one in my collections. But this also is a complex surgical instrument. Why is this a complex surgical instrument? All right, there is no way. You see that little lever right there? Okay, that doesn't come out all the way. If blood and debris decides to dry up in there or cake up in there, there is no way, nothing you can put in there, as much flushing as you want to do, because you can't see the debris, there's no way to get rid of that debris. Same thing for where the broach goes in at, that little lip in there, you can't see in there. So can you imagine, even though you can look through this side, can you imagine how much debris builds up in there that you never get to see if this is truly really, really dirty? There can be so much debris built up in there. And I wish I can find that mushroom punch that I took apart years ago, that we flushed, we tried to brush, we soaked, we tried to do everything we can to make it seem clean. We threw some peroxide in there and let it sit for a while, and we soaked this thing for long periods of time. It had a flush port and everything, and when we finally believed it was clean, when we were manipulating it, it wound up snapping on us, the little connector. And when I pulled that insert out of that sleeve, let me tell you guys, that was an instrument that was used on countless of patients, and it was caked with dried blood and debris in there from constantly being processed. And the appearance of thinking it was clean because we couldn't see it, but it was so caked up. Let me tell you, those instruments should be single use, man. But anyway, this is just a short little video of what I wanted to show you guys of my interpretation of what a complex instrument is and the challenges of cleaning and inspecting such instruments. All right, guys, this got hinged areas. I mean, it's a nightmare. It's just a nightmare, guys. But anyway, guys, thank y'all for watching. Comment down below. Any questions, concerns, thought processes, please. You know, education is key. As always, guys, stay true to yourselves. Keep it 100. Peace.